Okay, good morning, class. This morning I will be reading the story of Ferdinand. Can anybody tell me just by looking at this book your predictions of what you think is going to happen? Yes, good job, Amy. Yes, it's about a bull. And what is he doing? Yeah, Billy, that's right. He is smelling flowers. So with that, what kind of bull do you think he's going to be? Let's look at the back. Look at that picture right there. Yeah, I think you're right. I don't think he's going to be a mean bull. I think he's going to be a nice bull. So let's go ahead and read the story of Ferdinand by Monroe Leaf. Okay. Once upon a time in Spain. Now, what do we first see here when I read this to you? Yeah, that's right, a big castle. And yes, good job, Amy. You can see the little bulls right there. You can barely see them, but they are there. That is right. Let's count how many we see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's right. And does anybody notice anything about these pages? Yeah, that's right. There's no color. There's no color. So I'm going to be asking you guys a lot of questions that I need you to think and I need you to imagine things, okay? So let me go ahead and go on. There was a little bull and his name was Ferdinand. And here's Ferdinand. And what do you think he's looking at right there? Yeah, he's looking at a flower. That's right. That is right. And what kind of colors do you think that we see here? Brown, good. The bull is probably brown as well, with a yellow flower. Good job. I like the way everybody's thinking this morning. Go ahead and kiss your brain. Good job. Good job. All the other little bulls he lived with would run and jump and butt their heads together. Do you see that? Now we have more bulls, and as you can see, they're butting their heads. But not Ferdinand. What do you think's going on with Ferdinand, Jimmy? What do you think? Okay, yeah, maybe he doesn't like to run around or butt heads with other people. Maybe he just likes to go off by himself. And is there anything wrong with that? No, not at all, not at all. So he liked to sit quietly and just smell the flowers. So what kind of colors do you think we're going to see here? That's right, a lot of yellows. And just, how does Ferdinand look? He looks very just peaceful. That is a great word. That is a great word. He just looks so happy. He had his favorite spot out under the pasture under a cork tree. So there goes Ferdinand to his favorite spot. In his favorite tree, he would sit in its shade all day and smell the flowers. So do you see that? Ferdinand is right there and he's just smelling the flowers. And what are those right there? Yeah, that's right. Those are bulls and they're playing. And does it look like he wants to go play with those bulls? Not a bit. Not a bit. So what kind of colors do you think we see here? Okay, the green, the brown, and the yellow for the plant. Yeah. Sometimes his mother, who was a cow, would worry about him. She was afraid he would be lonesome all by himself. So who's this right here? We're being introduced to a new character. That's right, Amy. That's his mother. Yes. And you can't see her face, but what does she look like? It says that she's worried, but how can you tell she's worried? Okay, yeah, by her looking at him, and she's trying to do what? She's trying to figure out why he's all by himself. So she goes up to him and tells him, "Why don't you run and play with the other little bulls and skip and butt your head," she would say. But Ferdinand would shake his head. "I like it better here, where I can just sit quietly and smell the flowers." What do you think Ferdinand is doing right there with his hoof? Yeah, he is being, do you think he's being nice to his mother or rude? Yeah, he's being rude because he's kind of telling her, "Talk to the hand, Mom. I don't want to go play with the other bulls. I'm just going to sit here and do what?" Yes, smell the flowers. Good. His mother saw that he was not lonesome, and because she was an understanding mother, even though she was a cow, she just let him sit there and play. So now how does the mom look? She looks happy. She looks like she's fine. As the years went by, Ferdinand grew and grew until he was big and strong. So now we have a different Ferdinand. He's not the same little Ferdinand. So let's make a prediction right now. What do you think might happen with Ferdinand now that he's bigger? Yeah, you never know. He might think of fighting with other bulls now, because look at him. He's a big, big bull. All the other bulls who had grown up with him in the same pasture would fight each other all day. They would butt each other's heads and stick each other with their horns. What they wanted most of all was to be picked to fight at the bullfights in Madrid. So what are all these bulls doing? That's right, they're looking at the picture and they're hoping that one day they will be able to fight in Madrid. Do you think Ferdinand's going to want to fight? I don't think so either. So let's see. But not Ferdinand. He still liked to sit quietly under the cork tree and smell the flowers. One day, 5 men came in very funny hats to pick the biggest, the fastest, and the roughest bull in the fights in Madrid. So what did these guys want to do? Yeah, they wanted to pick a bull and take him back to Madrid. All the other bulls ran around snorting and butting, leaping and jumping so the men would think that they were very strong and fierce and would pick them. So all these bulls are trying to get picked. Ferdinand knew that he wouldn't get picked, and he did not care. So he went out to his favorite cork tree to sit down. So there goes Ferdinand. He doesn't care. He didn't look where he was sitting, and instead of sitting on a nice cool grass in the shade, he sat on a bumblebee. Can anybody tell me what they think's going to happen next? That's right, Jimmy. He probably isn't going to be a very happy bull. So, well, if you were a bumblebee and a bull sat on you, what would you do? You would sting him, and that is just what the bee did to Ferdinand. Can anybody tell me what's going on with Ferdinand's face? Yeah, he looks so surprised. The 5 men saw him, and they all shouted with joy. He was the largest and fiercest bull of all. Just the bull they needed to fight in Madrid. So they took him away for the bullfight day in the cart. So there goes Ferdinand. And did he even want to go to the bullfights? No, he did not. But because of what happened with the bee, he's off to go to the fights. What a day it was. Flags were flying, bands were playing, and all the lovely ladies had flowers in their hair. Okay, can anybody tell me what they think is going to happen next with all those flowers? Yes, that's right. He's probably going to want to smell them. They had a parade into the middle of the bull ring. Next came the picaderos, who rode skinny horses, and they had long spears to stick in the bull and make him mad. Then came the matador, the proudest of all. He thought he was very handsome and bowed to the ladies. He had a red cape and a sword and was supposed to stick the bull last of all. Then came the bull, and you know what that was, don't you? And you know who that was, don't you? So who do you think's coming? Ferdinand. They called him Ferdinand the Fierce, and all the bandoleros were afraid of him, and the picaderos were afraid of him, and the matador was scared stiff. So what do you think? Do you think they heard the story of Ferdinand? I think so, and they're scared. Ferdinand ran in the middle of the ring, and everyone shouted and clapped because they thought he was going to fight fiercely and butt and snort and snick his horns all around. But not Ferdinand. When he got to the middle of the ring, he saw the flowers in all the lovely ladies' hair, and he just sat quietly and smelled. Look at him. Doesn't he look so happy? He wouldn't fight and be fierce no matter what they did. He just sat and smelled. And the bandoleros were mad and the picadillos were madder. And the matador was so mad that he cried because he couldn't show off with his cape and sword. So look at the picadero. What is he doing? The matador. He's upset. He's jumping up and down. Isn't he acting, like a little baby right there? Yes, he is. So they had to take Ferdinand home. So there he goes. Ferdinand. Does he look happy or does he look sad? Yes, that's right. He does look happy. And for all I know, he is sitting there, still under his favorite cork tree, smelling the flowers, just quietly. He is very happy. So who's that? Ferdinand, that's right. And he is smelling the flowers. And there's his favorite flower. The end. So can you tell me, what do you think Ferdinand was feeling at the end of the story? Billy, can you tell me? Yeah, that he was very happy to be home and that he was excited. And do you think he wanted to fight? No, he didn't. So why do you think that they picked him in the end? Okay, Amy, go ahead. Yes. Because of the bee, and he was jumping around. So everybody did a great job, and now we can go ahead and clean up and we can go outside. Thank you, everyone.